And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man DL Saint. Oops, had the wrong button lined up. Welcome. How y'all doing? Welcome to I Really Want to Know podcast. Y'all know what we doing. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just going to check the video audio real quick. I haven't been on all week. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday. Happy Monday, man. Hope you had a good Monday. All right. Like we are cooking. We are in business. Hope y'all had a good weekend. All right. Now now you got my full attention. What's good, y'all? I hope y'all had a good weekend. I know I did. I shot down to I was in Miami Saturday. I went down my cousin every year for my birthday. My cousin takes me to my favorite restaurant. The closest one is in Miami to us. And as y'all know, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Chow's. Shout out to Mr. Chow's, great restaurant. So we were trying to work our schedules, and it turned out she was like, well, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in Miami on this day. And I was like, man, that's the only day that I could do. So I'm like, bet, here I come. So I just shot down to Miami, and it was cool. It was we had great dinners, like my favorite restaurant. Yeah. And you know, it was just a quick went down there. I got there Saturday around 2:00, and I got home Sunday around 5. Just in and out. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta be, fluid and able to move like that. So it was cool. So that's where I was. I didn't get after it. Y'all know I'm old. I really went just to be, be with family and catch up with a couple friends. I had a great dinner, had a great meal. It was Art Basel, which is like this art show they do once a week, every year, and which is like it's a big thing. So I didn't even check out any of the exhibits or any of the parties or shows. We thought about it, but it was just getting around was crazy. It was crazy in Miami. Like I didn't realize how big Art Basel was. That's pretty big. So I was doing that. Got home. Watched my Bengals pull it out yesterday. Shout out to the Bengals. You know what I mean? They beat Kansas City, beat the Chiefs. It was a good game. It was a good game. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know why we didn't take those 3 points. I don't know why we didn't take that field goal at the end of the first half. What are y'all thinking, coaching staff? What are y'all thinking? Luckily, we won by 3. It is what it is. So yeah, this show was scheduled. We were gonna do this show almost a month ago. I'm gonna do it with my friend Kat. She's in LA. You guys get to meet her today. Very cool, very chill, beautiful woman. With Colombian roots, who lives in America now, and she's in LA doing her thing. She's acting. She actually has a pretty big role coming up. She got cast to play a detective. We're gonna talk about that a little bit too. But yeah, she's just, you know how ladies are, man. They got to make themselves all super pretty. You know what I mean? She's doing something with her hair, do a little bit of what do you call that? Makeup, which Kat doesn't need. She's a naturally beautiful woman. I always tell women that. When I meet a woman who's like naturally beautiful, I'm like, you don't really need makeup. Like, just, you don't need it. But you can't tell them nothing. They still got to do it anyway. Is what it is. But we're going to be talking about the whole foreign wife thing. In particular, we're going to talk about why are American men drawn to Colombian women. It's going to be a pretty good conversation. Like I said, she's just getting ready. We'll go through the chats real quick. Brother Smeebles, this is from back when we were supposed to do this a long time ago. At the time, I was running 5 minutes behind. I'll be turning to Fresh and Fit late. Yeah, y'all know I don't like being late. And again, that was from when we had this originally scheduled. We've been moving it back and back and back. We're finally going to get to have the show. And this one also from Dr. B, the Yo-Yo. That was from back when. But this is from right now. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good, love? Good morning or afternoon or whatever it is where you are. Thanks for coming through. Good afternoon, Brother DL on the chat. What's up? We got Brother Cody is King in the house. What's good, fam? Hey, looking good, DL. Appreciate that. Whenever I go to Miami, they have the best barbershops down there, bro. And everyone's like focused on beards these days because dudes are wearing beards. Barbershops are becoming more like spas, like to women. So you do all kind of stuff, man. They be getting all the hairs out from all over your place. Because I'm old now, bro. Be hair coming out of my ears, nose, everywhere. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So they tighten it all up. And I normally just wait till I go to Miami. Y'all, I'm always looking for excuses to go, and that's a good excuse. Like, I need to go get my beard trimmed. So when y'all see me looking all crazy, you know I ain't been in Miami for a while. When I come back and I'm looking all crisp, you know what I mean, all clean, like, oh, bro, you must have been to Miami. Like, yeah. Or New York, you know what I mean? Or Chicago, or you name the city. I went somewhere. Like, oh, you was in D.C. or Atlanta. I was somewhere if I get it all tightened up. So thanks for that, bro. Good looking out. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this whole passport thing, bro. It's not, I'm not trying to knock the passport bros movement. I'm not trying to do that. But Western men going to other countries has been a thing forever, especially in my lifetime. This is not new. This is not new. Military guys would do it. You know, before I joined the military, when I was a young kid, you know, you be talking to guys who were in Germany. They have a German wife, or guys who were like stationed in Panama and they come back with a Panamanian wife. You know what I mean? Korea, same thing. So many dudes came back with Korean wives. Americans will go abroad. And like, you know, blue collar Americans, like regular guys, will go abroad and just be smitten by the women that they come across in these countries that I just mentioned. So you're looking at like Panama, you're looking at Korea, Japan. A lot of sailors and Marines will marry Japanese women, bring them home. Germany, huge, especially for Army guys, huge. Air Force guys be bringing women home from Spain, from Greece, you know what I mean, from the UK. You know what I mean? Look at Andrew Tate. His dad was in the Air Force and married a woman from the UK. You know what I mean? So, like, this isn't a new thing. It's new to, I guess, certain communities who aren't used to passports and traveling abroad and stuff like that. You know, the average American, they don't even travel around America, which is weird to me. People travel. Yeah, it's going to be hard to travel over the next 18 months or so. You know what I mean? 18 months to 24 months over the next couple of years. But the recession money is going to be real tight. I looked at, I took a glimpse a couple hours ago of what's going on Wall Street. Everything was down, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin was doing like a little mini rally. It was getting up above 17,000, which is a little mini rally, but even that's down right now. Ethereum, same thing, hovering around 12 or 1,300 on Ethereum. Bitcoin is hovering around 16, 17. You know what I mean? Again, I think, you know, a lot of talking heads, not me. People are a lot smarter than me. People who know finance, the old money guys, were saying like Bitcoin is going to drop below 10,000. They don't doubt it. They're like, Bitcoin's going to go below 10,000 and Ethereum's going to go below 1,000. It's getting real close. It might not actually get there, but it's getting really, really close. So yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man, because it's going to be rough. I know for a lot of people out there, they're like, yo, what's going on? Like, it's going to be rough. I see you, love. Looking perfect. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to put that out there because people don't have the money to go travel, especially going into this recession, and depending on how hard this recession is, it could be like a light depression. Depends. So we'll talk about that later. We'll probably talk about that on Downrange Podcast. That's political. We'll probably get into it. Sister Kat, yeah, we had Kat in the house, man. She's in the back, but she looks like she had to go change something, so she'll be right back. Oh, she's back. So yeah, I always encourage people to travel. You might not be able to travel abroad. You might not be able to get to Colombia or get to Argentina or wherever. You might not be able to get to Thailand, but you can get to Canada. You know what I mean? That gets close. You can get to Canada fairly safe. You can get to Mexico. Doesn't cost a whole lot of money either. To go to Mexico. Canada might cost you a couple pennies, but or you can just travel around America, like see America. Like America's a great place. So I always encourage traveling. So we got Kat here and we're going to talk about those who do decide to go to a place like Colombia. It's on, everyone's having this conversation now. You know what I mean? Like on Black YouTube, everybody's talking about it because Black guys are going to Brazil, they're going to Colombia, you know what I mean? They're going to these places and they're the passport bros or whatever. So I'm going to keep it 100. A lot of that is sex tourism. A lot of that. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and they were knocking them like, it's just sex tourism. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, you don't think people come to America on some sex tourism stuff? No, not this country. Like, man, you must be high. There's Japanese guys in L.A. and New York and Miami. There's guys from Russia. There's guys from the UAE. They come over here and drop bags. They'll go up and see a hot little girl from Hooters and pay her rent for 3 months, and guess what that girl gonna do? Whatever he wants. You hear me? For 3 months rent. And depending on what city you're in, that might not be a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? So don't get it twisted, y'all. Like people come to America doing the same thing. So why then are people going to Colombia? And this is why I wanted my friend Kat to come on and talk to us about. You know what I mean? Let her give you the scoop. I'm gonna let her she'll tell you her background and what's up with her. And listen, don't be simping out there. You know what I mean? Don't be acting all crazy. But if y'all do want to simp on somebody, simp on my girl. Y'all can hit her Cash App and send her some money. If y'all feel y'all got to send somebody some money, send it to Kat. You know what I mean? She can use it. So without further ado, here she is, live and direct. What's good, love? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Hanging in there. Thank you so much. I know you busy. You know what I mean? I know you busy. I was just chilling like, what am I going to do today? I was actually sitting down. I was eating, trying to figure out if I was going to do something because we have a show tonight at 6 p.m. We're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Kanye West with his crazy ass, and we're going to be talking about Antonio Brown. So that's at 6. And then you hit me, and I'm like, let's go right now. I'm like, bet. So thank you, love. Thank you so much. So welcome. Welcome to our Really Want to Know podcast. You know, they call me DL Saint in this world. You know me as Don Lewis, but it's all good. It's all good. Look at you. Look at hair all wet.
I'm trying to make sure my hair looks okay. Don't
Your hair's fine. Stop it. I just want to make sure. Girl, please. You know you're fine. Cut that out. Cut that out. So tell the world who you are if you don't mind. Let them know who you are, what you do, what you're about, all that good stuff. Where you from?
Okay. My name is Kat Green. I'm Colombian. But
Hey.
I live in LA, and I am an actor. I'm also a mom, and I'm also a customer service agent at the airport. So I got a lot going on.
That's what's up. And what brought you to LA, Kat?
School. I came here for school. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, well, I was raised in Miami, and you know, at the end of the day, we all know that LA is a place to be if you're trying to pursue anything with acting. And I also came here because I love mountains. It reminds me a lot of Colombia. So LA is like a mixture of, like, I would say like Colombia and Miami in one. Except with more Central American instead of South American. But it's okay because the tacos here are bomb. So
ain't that the truth? Man, oh man.
But yeah, that's what I initially came here for. And then I also wanted to just have my family around, you know, mountains and stuff. I'm all about nature, and there's a lot of nature sites in California, period, you know? So yeah.
That's all right. And then, like, of course you're there because, I mean, you're in the business. You, like you said, you're an actor. Would I be wrong if I were to say actress?
No.
What's going on with that?
I mean, I wouldn't say you're wrong, but I just call it actor. It is, you know, I wouldn't say it's wrong at all. I had a teacher that told me once, he's like, you know, when you have a female doctor and a male doctor, you know, you still call her or him doctor, you know, you don't call her doctress. If you have a male lawyer, a female lawyer, you're not gonna you still call her lawyer. So,
but in Spanish you do, right?
I mean,
because there's a masculine and a feminine, right?
Lord, yeah, but Spanish is different. You know, the English language is just a little
crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated. It doesn't make sense, you know. Spanish, it makes sense.
There was a Latino comedian I saw in LA. I never met the brother. I just watched him do his thing. And he had this one line that stuck in my head because he was talking about that. He like American English versus like Spanish. He was like, it's so confusing because in Spanish, you know, you have the punctuation to front and the back. So you know how to, whatever you read, you know what it is. But he did this bit how he was reading a question and then he got to the end and found out it was in fact a question. And he was talking about, like, if I'd known that from the beginning, I'd have read it differently. You know what I mean? So like in Spanish, it was a great bit. I can't even, it just stuck with me, that line, how he was like, he got to the end of the sentence and he got mad. Cause like, wait, that was a question?
The English language is complicated. And then there's certain words that it's like, wait, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. People think Spanish is hard. I think learning English is much harder.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to, you know, depending on where you are. You know what I mean? Our regions are way different. I know dialects are a little different in Spanish, but yeah.
For sure.
But someone from Mexico can easily talk to someone from Cuba. It's not a problem. They hear the accents and the different words. But here, You're talking like I'm from Cincinnati. If I'm talking to someone from like Boston, I might understand. I might not understand some of the words. Like, well, what the hell are you saying?
Right, right,
You
right.
know what I mean? Or the Deep South the same way. But you got to LA pursuing a career in acting. And yo, I saw your Instagram, girl. Looks like you got a role. You played a detective.
Yeah, I played a detective, and basically, it's a pitch we're trying to do, to get it picked up by a network. So we had to film something small, and it was really cool because it was all, when I got on set, everyone in not that it matters, but I love to see diversity. Everyone on set was black. The producer was black, the director, like I love that.
That's
And
rare.
was yeah, and the main director, it was his show, and he was, he's a young black man, and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing to be part of this. And they're trying to get it picked up, I think by if I'm not mistaken, by BET, but yeah, we're trying to get it picked up by a network, so it's a
Yeah.
little, we can start filming the actual episodes.
Yeah, they'll
But
get picked up by whoever. They don't. Yeah, oh, we'll love it was BT, but Amazon Prime or
yeah,
Netflix or you know what I mean. It doesn't matter who
it,
picks it up.
I don't know who, somebody, but it was dope. It was really dope to see everyone commit their time and their talent to that, just to do a quick little trailer. So that was dope.
That's what's up. So, all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, right? Because there's a lot of talking. I sent you some stuff on Passport Bros because you had no idea what I was talking about. Like, what? Passport Bros? What is this? So, and at first, I want to say something about YouTube. People, y'all need to understand. Like, YouTube is big to those of us who are in it, but we
Right.
are very, very, very minute fraction of what's going on out there in the real world. Just so y'all know. So when you walk up to somebody and start talking some YouTube stuff, you might want to walk it up slow because they probably have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
They're not going to know the terms. They're not going to be familiar with the videos. Just so y'all know. Because if you don't, you're going to look weird. Just Uncle Saint's trying to give you a little word of advice. So I sent you some stuff on Passport Bros, right? So you were able to watch some content and you immediately you saw what it was talking about. And I was even trying to get you to connect me with some of your people back in Colombia to have this conversation. And you were like, no, I can talk about it. I was like, that's right. You were raised there. So give us a little bit about what it's like to grow up in Colombia as a woman, because, well, I guess as a little girl going into a woman, because you are very feminine, but you're still very strong. Like you're still very capable. But I know that you love to sit back and you know what I mean? You enjoy your feminine. Can we talk about that?
About enjoy, what do you mean about enjoying being a woman in Colombia? Is that what you're saying?
Well, about how, because in America right now, there's this big push for women to be independent. You know what I mean? If you call a woman feminine, she might get mad, put her hands up like she want to fight you or something, but she ain't really got hands. I don't know why they be trying to fight dudes. Different conversation. But I noticed about you, you accept your femininity and you're cool with your femininity. But if you need to be tough, you could do that as well. Like you take care
Hmm.
of business. Most women that I meet, not most, but a lot of young women out there, they shun their femininity.
Right, right,
And
right.
right. So I'm just imagining that maybe you were raised a certain way to be feminine. Am I wrong in thinking that?
It's not that I was raised a certain way to be feminine. It's that also, I guess that's kind of a way to put it, but I feel like in growing up in Colombia, or which is I think South America period, we're taught to be like the house taker, the nurturer, you know what I'm saying? We're taught to, the man is the one that has to work and has to maintain the house. You know what I'm saying? And the woman is the one that has to upkeep the house and make sure, everything is clean, and, which is kind of like, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, because I don't think it's a bad thing, because nowadays, you got to be careful with how you treat anybody, period, because everything is very like delicate. And now, they're teaching women, to stand up, and you don't have to be the house taker. If you want to go out and do your career, you could do that, which I'm all for that. I'm all about women empowerment, and I think that's phenomenal. But I feel like you have to find the balance, you know what I'm saying? And then my parents also taught me to just be strong in general. You know what I'm saying? To just be strong with who I am. You know what I'm saying? So you're not getting bullied out here in these streets, because it's a tough world out there, So you're not getting like, it's very clever to there's many ways you can get, I would say, bullied outside, not in like bully like where you're gonna get beat up, but bully like someone can come up to you and snatch your purse. You know what I'm saying? Someone can come up to you and just rob you without you even noticing, because that's how it is in Colombia. Someone can snatch your chain, someone can snatch, especially back in the days. So you got to be aware. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be, strong. You got to be just always like ready and on go. But at the same time, you got to come home and you got to take care of the house. So,
So
yeah.
how did you manage to do that? Because I'm hearing you and I'm like, well, that's how we are in Cincinnati. You got to keep your head on a swivel. But I definitely in a place like Colombia, because times I go to Colombia, I'm like, yeah, I definitely keep my eyes up. You know what I mean? So how are you able to do that as a young woman or growing up, as a young person, and still be feminine? Because a lot of people can't turn it off. They just always like, they wake up with their fists up. You know what I mean? You're not like that.
I mean, I would say I feel like I'm very I don't want to say I'm masculine, but I have like a strong attitude, and I have a lot of like sass and character. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like I'm too aggressive. But
I've never seen that, and I've known you for some years. I've never seen that in you. Like at home, I'll see you put your foot down and like, listen, it's time to get this done, or keeping the kids in order. That's being mom.
Yeah.
Being mom, but like just out and about kicking it. I've never really seen you get big on somebody, because you never have. There's just people around you who take care of that for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, just in general, I feel like I am sometimes aggressive, but that's because I don't know, that's just, or maybe not aggressive. I just have attitude, but maybe that's just the Latin fire in me. But
see, yes.
But just growing up, I mean, I don't know, I've always been alert, or like always been like ready to to snap at somebody if someone's trying to like bully me or bully someone by me, but yeah, I mean, does that answer your question? Does that
I mean, it's starting to paint the picture a little bit, and we'll catch up with the chat real quick. Brother Cody is king, and like Hispanic women are always feisty, like big personalities. Absolutely, I'm not going to argue that. Wonderful 34, Dr. B, Andy, Martin, all in the house. What's good, fam? How y'all doing? So Wonderful 34, what's up, people? Mr. DL and the Joes, what's going on? Yeah, he named those of us in the chat who like rock with this platform the Joes, because I'm DL saying I'm out with the military background, like, yeah, we're like the Joes in here, like G.I. Joe. I'm like, bet. So you a Joe now. You know what I mean? It's what it is, girl. You a Joe, letting you know. Brother Andy's in the house. Yo, what's good to you? Dr. B is in the house. Yo, what's good, fam? Can't wait to see you down in Miami next month. Dr. B, I'm way overdue to go to Colombia and date half the country. LOL. That's all these dudes want to run down there and get themselves a dime. I ain't mad at them. So I will say this, because as good as you paint that picture, because Colombia can be a very dangerous place, especially if you don't keep your eyes open. I don't care where you are, Bogota, Medellin, Cali, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Cartagena, you got to keep your eyes up. But that's the same thing here in America. You know what I mean? Exact same thing. Go to Skid Row, watch what happens to you. Hell, just walk around the valley these days. It's crazy in the valley right now. Has it gotten any better?
Nope. Not at all. It's crazy out here. It really is. That's why, people are walking around strapped, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I get it. I understand, because people are just, especially with like the drugs taking over, people are just wilding right now. So yeah, but not that Colombia isn't like that, but that's what I'm saying. In Colombia, you're taught from a child, the streets will eat you alive. So you need to be on your game. You know what I'm saying? You're taught that, and you're taught that home is safe. Home is where you protect your home, you protect your family, you keep it safe home. But when you're out there in the streets, you just got to be careful. That's pretty
much what it is. So let's talk about the whole dating thing. So, because, and again, I'm glad I got you here to talk to, because you know both worlds. Like you grew up, you was in Miami, like Colombia, Miami, LA. Right. So a lot of people like, oh, Miami and LA got the worst type of women and blah, blah, blah. Right. Because, I watch, I'm a big supporter of the Fresh and Fit platform. They have women right there in studio, and they'll have these discussions, and women will say stuff like, well, I want a guy who's taller than me, normally 6 feet. I want him to make more money than me, like normally well into the six figures. I want him to be in shape. And they're like, all the guys are like this. They're like, all the dudes are like this. And so I'm gonna ask you this question just as a little experiment. What would you say is the average height for a dude?
Uh, over 6 feet, I guess.
Over 6 feet. And then what would you say like a good salary? What do you think like the average dude, single guy, makes?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends what age bracket you're talking. If like early 20s, I would say less than 80. Over 30s, probably, hopefully more than 100. I'm hoping.
Okay, so basically you're saying anywhere, depending on where they are, but anywhere between 80 and 100K. It's like the average guy's probably over 6 feet. And then would you say that the average dude is like in shape, like he's fit?
No.
No, no. Okay. So here's the thing. This the reason I wanted to ask you because most people don't know, and I wouldn't know if I wasn't rocking around in these this platform or whatever in this world. But the average salary, the average guy in America makes between 50 and 60 grand. Doesn't matter what age he is. Depends on where he lives. Right. So, and out in LA, the average salary out there is probably around 65,000 for an individual. The average height is like 5'8", 5'9" for a man. Like that's the average height.
Oh wow.
In America. Yeah. And let's see. And what's the last stat when it comes to fitness? It's like 75% of Americans are either obese or overweight. So like 75% of the country. So 25% of the entire country, men, women, everybody else, fit into the non-overweight or obese category. Now, of course, you live in LA, you're surrounded by all the beautiful people because you got to be beautiful to get casting calls and all that kind of stuff. But that's crazy because and so a lot of these guys who are making like 50 grand, these guys who are they kind of average height or whatever, like living with their mom or whatever, doing what they got to do. They're going to Colombia. Real talk. Like these, I call them the basement dwellers. Like they're like, I'm tired of not being seen because 80% of, we're talking about single people out there dating. 80% of men are pretty much invisible to the majority of women. Like when you look at Tinder studies and, like dating apps, they study what women swipe on and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, most women don't see 80% of men. People who make $100,000 a year or more, that's like the top 14% of the income earners. So like 14 and 15% of America earn over $100,000 or more as an individual. So that's how rare it is. So a lot of times when a woman's like, I want a guy to make 6 figures, it's like, all right, that's like 6%, 8% of men. And then if you're looking for a black dude, now you're down to about 3 or 4%, right? Because it's like crazy. So they're all going down to Colombia because they're like the women in America, they're not submissive, blah, blah, blah. And what it boils down to is they're not having any kind of success trying to date women like in America or in their cities or whatever. So they're going down to Colombia and falling in love immediately, like just immediately. So what's your thought on that? Like, why do you think do you think that's a smart move for them to go down to Colombia and looking for a woman?
I mean, I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, if women here are being, if a guy here is going out in the dating world and he's having a hard time and he's getting shut down by women because they have these high standards, right? And he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to fly to Colombia. I'm going to see if I find myself a woman. And he finds himself a woman and he ends up, finding a beautiful woman that is holding it down. I think that's amazing. I think that's a smart move, but that's me coming from a family of immigrants because I see it as like, he's helping her out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, just from one man doing that to one woman, I've seen the whole family be able to have an opportunity now to basically have a better world and a better life because of one person doing that. Does that make sense? Like
yes.
that one man doing that can help out generations now to come.
Wow. Because I've seen that. I know what she's talking about. And what we're talking about, for those of y'all maybe not be quite sure what we're talking about, you would get a guy down there who, let's say this dude makes $60,000 a year. He's like an average guy, but he's a nice guy. He goes down there and meets this beautiful woman. Because, especially in Medellin, the reason I went to Medellin is because women from Cali told me to go there. They were like, "Oh, you like Latinas? You like beautiful women?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "You need to go to Medellin." I'm like, "Word?" And then I went. I'm like, "Oh shit, she was lying. You can't throw a rock and not hit a dime. That's how many fine women are walking around out there." So if you go down there, you meet your woman. She's cool. She's treating you right. Y'all have a relationship. You marry her. You can change her entire family's life. Just having that access. And this guy's only making like 60 grand.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So would you say that is it encouraged from like Latino, like Colombian families for their women to go out if they get the opportunity to?
Yeah, I have cousins that have that would try to find a man on through social media. And like I have a perfect example. My cousin, she a few years ago, she found her boyfriend, who is now her husband. She found him on social media, and she's living in Tampa now, and she's married.
Uh-oh. We lost Kat.
Sorry,
There she is.
I came out for a second. She's doing her thing now in Tampa, and now she's I believe she's about to she is or she's about to become a cop, and now she has a better future, and now she's able to help my uncle who can't work because he's disabled back in Colombia. Now she's able to send money back. So the way that you're basically helping somebody out, let me break it down for people that probably don't get it. So let's say, oh, what happened?
You got a one shot, girl. Hollywood talk. You got a one shot.
So let's say let's say I'm not married, right? And I go to the United States, or vice versa. Someone comes, I meet my husband, or I meet a guy in Colombia, right? Boom, I meet him. We kick it off. He's like, yo, what's up? I'll get you papers. Let's get married. Let's do the damn thing. So to me, that's like, oh my gosh, that's my Prince Charming. This is the man that I've been waiting for. This is the opportunity. Because you guys need to understand, in Colombia, the average salary there is like $600 a month, $600 to $800 a month. That is nothing. That's nothing. And if you're over the age of 30, you're no good to nobody there. That means you're considered trash.
Wait. Over the age, as a woman, if you're over the age of 30, they're like,
woman
that's
or
it.
man, if you're 30, once you hit 30, that's it. You're garbage. You can't work. You're considered old. That's how bad it is over there.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes. It's really bad. And then the average salary is 600 to 800 if you have a decent job. 600 is like the regular job that everybody has in the streets. So it's very career over there, unless it's just very hard to make a career over there. So yeah, unless you're over the age of unless you're younger than 30, you're in your 20s, then you have a chance to make something. If not, once you hit 30, that's it. You're done. Don't even think about making a career because nobody's going to hire you. So now I find a man, right? And I'm like, oh my God, he's offering me to, I don't know, to make it out of this country. Okay, cool. Let's do it. We get married, right? He gives me my paper, right? Gives me my papers. Now I live in the United States. I moved to the United States. Now I live in the United States. Now we have children. Now my children grow up, fast forward. Now they have the chance to go to college. Now I can bring my mom to live here. Now my mom has a decent job. Now I'm taking care of my mom, and now I'm taking care of my dad. So now my parents are good. They're better off. They're working decent. Now they have money set aside that they can start putting into their 401k if they retire. Now my kids are going to go to college, as opposed to me having kids in Colombia. It's going to be very hard for them to go to university in Colombia. Very hard, because it's just very expensive over there. And then now it's like a trickle effect. Now, if I have siblings, now I'm going to motivate my siblings to come. So we're going to figure out how to bring them. And then my siblings come. And then my siblings' children's come. Does that make sense? So like literally now this one man is taking care of the whole family. And it's crazy, but it's pretty cool, because now the whole family has a chance to have a better, better income, to have a better life, period. To have an education, to have a career, as opposed to in Colombia. I'm telling you, it's just the economy over there is very different, guys. It's very different. And then, I've seen other sides, like to worse cases, where some women that have done that, but the thing is that they settle for any man because they're so desperate for that Prince Charming to take them out of Colombia, that they settle for a man that ends up laying their hands on them. You know what I'm saying? And if there's
Yeah.
any women that do encounter that, if you ever hear this, if you do get married for papers and your man ends up laying his hands on you, you can still divorce, and because it's domestic violence, you will still get your papers, honey. So don't let yourself go through abuse. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. And don't ever let nobody, don't ever do that. Ladies, first of all, you can't fight men. Don't try. You know what I mean? You're going to need some sort of weapon. Don't use a weapon because now you're in another situation. Just leave. Just leave. And like Kat saying, it's more than likely, get you an attorney, and more than likely they're going to let you stay because of the domestic abuse. So it's still a win.
And he'll get in trouble and you will be able to get your papers anyway. So it's a win-win. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. But yeah, so it's like it's something that I would say men, if men, that's why when you send me the information and you were telling me men are literally going to women over there, and I'm like, I can see that. I can see that because here we're setting our standards very high. As you know, here as American women, especially, we're setting our standards very, very, very high for just being realistically what's out there. You know what I'm saying? And now that you're throwing these statistics at me, I get it. But you know what? It's like what they put on social media, what they put in front of us is a man that's, you know, has muscles and has money and can take care of you. So that's what women are gonna want. That's what they're gonna look for, and it's not out there. So these men are gonna go to Colombia. And to me, I support that 100% because I think you're gonna find a beautiful woman. Because let's be honest, the women in Colombia, in South America, period, are exotic and gorgeous. And you're gonna find a woman that is gonna take care of you, that's gonna take care of your children, that's gonna take care of the home, of you, the house, and you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be happy. Hopefully, you find someone right. But what I'm saying is, I see men doing that, and I see women like in Colombia also looking for men to bring them back, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And that's the part I wanted to talk to you about. Is that discussed at all? Like when you were growing up, did the older women and older men say, hey, if you get a shot, you know, when you get to 22, 23, if you get a shot, get yourself an American or a guy from the UK or something like that? Or is it just something that was implied? You just kind of figured it out as you got older?
No, you know, you have your mom or your aunts and tell you, hey, you never know, maybe you can find yourself, we say un gringo, you know, you can find yourself un gringo that can take care of you and can take you to the United States. And people do it. I'm not lying. We go on social, especially now with social media, it just makes it so much easier. Before it would be through different sites. It would be much harder. But you know, you do have to be careful also because there's some creeps and there's weirdos out there. But yeah, no, like I told you, my cousin, she just did it. She found a guy, got married, brought her over, and now she's in Tampa about to become a cop. So
You know I'm mad at you, Battle. Let me stop you there. You know I'm mad. How long have we known each other? You ain't put
uh
me on. I live in Tampa now. You ain't put me on. What's up with that? I'm just playing. See how y'all people gonna do you? Cat right there, beautiful Colombia right there, got access to 1 million beautiful Colombians, and she just like, hey, what's going on? Hey, Saint, what's up? Dog? Like, chilling, what's up?
Don't do that.
I'm just playing. I don't really need the help, you know what I mean? Plus, they'd get mad at me like, girl, why'd you put me on with him? Daggone it, he ain't gonna marry me. Nah, I'm just kidding. But that's fascinating to hear. So let's shift it to like your American mindset. What are your thoughts on the dating? I know you're not dating and all that, but you see it. You see what's going on. What are your thoughts out there? Are you finding that nowadays it seems to be more difficult or less difficult, like in your lifetime? Because I'm way older than you. You know what I mean? I'm 52 this month. So I'm way older than you. Shit's changed a lot. But, you know what I mean? Has it, because you know, you're real young. Do you think it's changed? Do you think it's gotten better, gotten worse? What are your thoughts?
You mean in the sense of men finding a woman? Is that what you're saying?
Like the dating game itself, like you're just out there, people meeting. Like, what are your thoughts on the hookup culture? Like, is hookup culture bad? You know what I mean? Or is it doesn't matter? Like, have you noticed anything? Or to you, is it like, it's just the same as it's always been?
No, I think the dating world is more, I don't want to, how do I say it? We all know that social media changed the game. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many apps out there that make it easier for you to date, you know? But in that, and which is cool, but at the same time, since it's so much easier to date now, I think that's why people are also having these higher standards because they have so many options. You know what I mean? And because they have so many options, they're quickly willing to scroll and go to the next person without actually giving, a shot or a chance to the relationship or the person that's in front of them. You know what I mean? People give up. People give up quick and they get bored quick. That's the problem with my generation. I was born in the 90s, and with everything in front of us, we just get bored quick. And now the generation after us, the Gen Z, like, forget about it. Like, if you if you're not on their time, it's a wrap. Like, if you're not on their time, that's the generation after me, then that's it. You can't, like, it's not here for it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why they're making like, even schools, like, school is just different. Everything is different now. But I would say the dating world is probably easier, but at the same time, since now it's so much easier, now people are not finding love. That's my opinion. Because I
So when
have
you
friends that are like, like, they're like on these apps, and they're like, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. I'm like, oh my
and
God.
I'm gonna say it because you don't want to say it, but I'll say it. It's easier to get sex, but to
Oh yeah.
get relationships seem to be tougher because maybe no one knows how to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Definitely easier to. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, now it's easier to be a slut. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Like, I have friends that tell me these stories, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the 80s was crazy, but damn, like,
care to share any one of those stories online? I mean, we just talking right here. It's just me, you, in the world.
no, I mean, just nothing specific, because I don't want to put nobody's business out there. But just like people in general, like, just they'll go on a date, and if, okay, maybe I can be specific with one friend. I have one friend that when she's out there dating people, she'll literally tell them straight up, send me a picture of
Of
your
it,
thing,
of
of
it.
it, and I see if it's big enough for me, because I'm not going to waste my time.
So
And some
we call that the magic stick over here, and we call it the female giving you herself. That's the Foxy Brown, and then so she said, send me a picture of your magic stick so we can figure out if I'm
yeah,
gonna give
send
you
me
this Foxy Brown.
And some guys are like, whoa, like, no. And other guys are like, yeah, sure. And then she'll be like, nope, it's too small. Next. Like, she's straight up, and I ask her, I'm like, damn, girl, like, that's kind of like embarrassing, no? And she's like, no, for what? You don't need to waste my time. And I need to know, because she's like, because if we get intimate and I see that it's small, I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's not happening. And I'm like, wow, okay.
So
So
so she doesn't even really care about the relationship part or finding someone. She just like, I want to make sure if I decide to smash this dude, that it's gonna be worth my time. That's just pretty much where she's at.
well, I would say she does care about finding a relationship, but that for her is a very important part.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Hey, it's nothing. Hey, everyone has their own standards, to each his own. Um, but damn, I can tell you honestly, I've never received that text. Like, yo, send me a picture of your magic stick. I've never received that text. Now, it doesn't mean if I'd be scared to send it, to be honest with you, because I'm like, what if this is a trick?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? You never know what people can do with that one photo, So it's like, nah, I don't
Right.
know. But that's
That,
why I'm married, so I try to surround myself with married people, because sometimes, single people's influence is just like, whoa, like, we're you're looking for the world out there, and I'm not, But I just have a lot of close friends of mine that happen to be single, so it is what it is.
damn.
That's how I
So
feel.
okay, so like, all right, there's a part of the YouTube that's called the manosphere, right? And they call it, it's like called red pill, being red pilled, which is a reference to the movie The Matrix. You ever saw The Matrix? Like, take this red pill and you unplug, shows you everything, or take the blue pill and you stay inside the machine. That's the reference. So the red pill guys, the red pill world, women too, there's a lot of red pillers out there, females. That's how they try to look at the world. They're trying to look at the world like, this is what it is. Right. So like accepting the fact that your friend is out there and it's like, look, forget traditional. I want to see what your magic stick look like before we can even get to the traditional stuff. So, and then like the stuff with the numbers that I quoted to you, like, most men are not seen by most women. Women want to date the best. Guys who are in that top 20% have all the leverage. They have all the options, therefore they can smash. Let me ask you this. So if you are a guy, if you see a guy who's out there and the dude's making like $500,000 a year, he's in shape, he's handsome, he has the nice house, the car, he's living up in the hills, he got a place down in Santa Monica, you know what I mean? Sometimes he flies private jet, and that guy decides to meet a woman and gets married. Is it okay for that guy to exercise his options, which means cheat? Is it okay for that guy to have sex, meaningless sex with women, but still come home and like, provision for, protect, provide for his wife? Is that okay in your opinion or no?
No, that's not okay in my opinion at all. But I'm old school. I'm not the type of person that believes in, in sharing your partner with multiple women. Like that's not me. That's not my thing. But people like that, I have friends that like to date men and women, in a relationship, like all three of them, but that's not my thing at all.
Right. Now so the theory that a high value man um is allowed to exercise his option. That phrase was kind of pretty much coined by Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Because on the other side of that, women have all of the sexual access possible, right? Like, especially if you're a beautiful woman, she can have sex with anybody she wants. Whether she keeps it in the closet or not is up to her, but she can run up her body count and smash whoever she wants to smash. Most people will say, well, that's just her. She's a woman. She can do what she wants to do. But that guy, that 1% guy, they say that it's almost a delusion on a woman's part to think he's never going to have sex with another woman because he's married to you.
Well, that's probably because she's not the right one.
Mm. Okay. Now I will say this. Do you think that the way men look at sex, is that the same or different than the way women look at sex, like having sex and stuff like that? Do you think it's possible for a man to have sex that's just meaningless? It's just like he's shaking your hand. And if so, can a woman do the same thing? Or when she has sex, when she gives her body to someone, there's a tie.
I think it's very different with men, but I think it's just because of the way that we're wired. You know what I'm saying? Men's brain were wired different than women's brain. You know what I'm saying? And men are very good at cutting off emotional attachment, cutting off feelings when it comes to sex. Women, unless the woman is trained, but women are not. You know what I'm saying? It's different for women. As when women have sex, your brain releases a chemical called oxytocin, and that chemical allows you to bond with your partner, and men don't have that. You know what I'm saying? And that same chemical that is released during sex, when you're having sex with your partner, is the same chemical that is released, when a mom is nursing her infant. It's a bonding chemical, and men don't have that shit.
Yeah, right.
Why do women have it? I don't know. That's something we're gonna have to ask God. But anyways, so men.
So you would say scientifically, then we are different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's scientifically proven. You know what I'm saying? So, women, we bond with our partners. It's like it's an intimate, sexual, moment, experience that you're having. It's a connection. I'm not saying that guys don't have it. I'm sure that guys can have that experience too, but we literally have a chemical being released in our brain that allows us to bond with our partner, which is why women get attached to men after sex. Men are just not like, men can just detach themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends that are gay, and that they just love having sex with whoever whenever they want. And I'll ask them, like, I have a gay friend, and I'm like, he's so handsome, he's so beautiful to me, he's so good looking, and he's like, he just loves going out and dating and sleeping with different men. And I'm like, how do you not get attached? And he's like, oh, I can just cut off my emotion. Like, I just don't get emotionally attached. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it ain't shit for men.
That's what I'm saying.
it ain't shit for me. And I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna give you a chance to think about it while I go through I'll catch up on the chats. But I want to ask you this question. Do you think a woman who has a lot of sexual partners, they call that body count. So if a woman who has a body count of 50, will she hurt her ability to pair bond with a man? Think about that for 1 second. I'm gonna catch up with the chats real quick. But that's one of the things that we talk, like a woman with a high body count, can she still bond with a guy? Like, number 51 or 61 or whatever. We got Sister Follows in the house. What's good? We got Miss Glow Girl in the house. Sister Jenny's here. Causal Germs, J Bones. What's up? That's for all of y'all. Look like they're disappearing. I thought you removed. Oh, that's a different cat. So yeah, some of the chats I figured out that you can move some chats over to the side and catch up with them later, and that's what I'm doing. So hey to you, love. Thanks for coming through. Miss Globe Girl's in the house, my favorite sailor. I hope everyone is hearing and understanding what she's saying. That's going back to when we were talking about Colombian women and Colombia in general, like making it to America. Yeah, I hope people are listening and talking about social media. Boy, I hope y'all paying attention to that part. Sister Jenny's in the house. Hola, come on, stars to you, baby. You know what I mean? And thanks for coming through. Causal Germs, what's up, Devil Dog? And Jay Bones is in the house. What up? What up? Yeah. I'm starting to figure out how to work this shit, man. I need a producer is what I need, but until we start making big money, that ain't gonna happen until we start making big money. And looks like Brother Ronan's in the house, man. What's good, Brother Roman? So yeah, and Brother Cody, I haven't taken away any of your messages, bro. I'm showing them. You the man. I ain't gonna do that to you, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't kicking nobody out, or nothing like that. So yeah, I thank everybody so much for being active in the chat. So let's get back to that question. Do you think that having a high body count could hurt a female's ability, a woman's ability to pair bond with a guy?
I think it could, because I think at that moment, I don't know. I don't know women that have that high body count, but maybe I can find out one day. But to me, what I'm seeing is if you have that much high of a body count, then you're able to like at that point you're training yourself, like for me, sex is just sex, and it doesn't matter who it's with, so I can just cut off the emotions. At this point, it's just for me to feel good. I mean, that's my opinion. Once you're that high, I think it's just going to be very easy for you to just get sex at point blank, get sex period, and to be able to just detach yourself from the emotions. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And then and it feels like I'm interrogating you, but it's good because you're not a part of this world. So I just I want to see. It's like getting a fresh mind. You know what I mean? Because I'm down in the trenches, girl. I'm telling you, some of this stuff is like, whew. So let me ask you this. Because I mean, I appreciate that answer, first of all, because a lot of people fight tooth and nail on that. No, women can have as much sex as they want. It doesn't mess up their ability to pair bond. It's like, I don't know about that. You were talking about in Colombia, like hit 30 and above, female or male, is like you pretty much over the hill. It's terrible. What if you're young and you're a single parent? What's it like down there for single parents? Is it the same thing? Or they're like, you're done?
I wouldn't say you're done, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for you to, not that you can't, not that you can't survive. You'll still be able to find a job because you're still young. You know what I'm saying? You're under the 30. So you're not going to be considered trash or waste to society there. But hopefully you have someone holding it down for you with your child. You know what I mean? So hopefully you have the support of a family, because let's be real, guys. Everybody knows it takes, well, maybe not if you don't have a child, but it takes a village. It takes a village for one child. It takes a village. So if you have the support of your family and you're able to continue to make a career out of it, yeah. But think about it. Even here in the United States, when you have a child so young, it's already hard here, right? So yes. Imagine how harder it is, it's going to be over there. It's going to be 10 times harder just because the cost of school, it's just crazy. So it'll be harder, but hopefully, you're able to make it happen, because I know there's a lot of young moms out there, and hopefully, if you're not pregnant and you are having sex, you can use protection and you can wait and not struggle. So you're not a struggling parent and you're, more solidified, like solidified parent, if that makes sense. Excuse me.
It does make sense. So, and I got a question for you. Do you think here in America, do you think it's easy for men to have sex?
Here in America?
Mm-hmm. Like guys are out there dating. Do you think it's easy for them to get sex? The average man.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because that goes back to that top 20% guy. Like the average dude, remember, 80% of dudes, women don't even see. They find them unattractive. So here's another stat.
Yeah. Women, though. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all of the women are going after the top tier guys. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, all of the women are going for the top 20% guys.
Okay.
All of them. So you got a 3. She'll look across the scale at a male 3 and be like, no, I want a 7, 8, 9, 10.
I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, I still don't think that's going to stop a man from being able to get it on and popping. Because I've seen men and I've seen male friends of mine that it's just it's easy for men. It's easy for women too, yeah, but it's definitely easy for men. I mean, that's why I think it's so stupid when a man is when you see on the news that a man is trying to, like, rape a woman, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? You really couldn't even like find or even pay for it? Like, it doesn't even make sense, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so I think it is. Yeah, I think it's easy for me. I think it's definitely easy.
So here's a stat for you. This is out of the New Yorker. This study was done in 2020. Nearly 1 in 3 men between the ages of 18 and 24 reported no sexual activity in the past year. One in 3 men. So every 3 men, 1 of them had 0 sex or like only 1 sexual partner in the past 24 months. Exactly.
1 out of
yes. Getting sexual access from women is extremely difficult, especially now with social media. It is extremely difficult. And the term that they used is incel. Incel is voluntarily celibate. These dudes aren't having sexual access with men. And think about it, Kat. Like when you go out and about, when next time you're out, you're going to Trader Joe's or you at the bar, wherever you are, look around at all these dudes, right? Remember, 75% of Americans are either overweight or obese, right? Think about that. So 1 in 4 dudes are fit, right? We already said that 14% of all Americans make over $100,000. So if you narrow it down to just the men, it's probably like 7% of men in America make that kind of money. 14%, 15% of men are over 6 feet. You see what I mean? When you start filtering all this stuff out, you can see how the average guy isn't even being seen right now. So it makes sense to me that 1 out of 3 dudes between the ages of 18 and 24 are not having sex.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. Yeah. Wow.
Now for women, that doesn't exist. You can be a monster. You can be like a 1. You know what I mean? You go outside like, hey, who wants it? It's gonna be 2 or 3 dudes like, yo, right over here. You know what I mean? They'll dive right in. Brother Cody has a question for you. Do you notice any difference in interactions between men and women in the USA versus Colombia? That's a damn good question.
Any difference with interactions with? I mean, I would say I wouldn't say a difference because I've gone clubbing here and I've gone clubbing in Colombia, and I still see men trying to holler at women and women trying to do their thing, but the only difference that I do see, though, I'm not gonna lie, and ladies, don't kill me for this one, but here in America, since our standards are set high, I see that women tend to shut men down easier and more. Does that make sense? So if a guy, like in the clubs, like if a guy is approaching you and you turn around and you look at him and he just isn't your type, or not your type, if you automatically think he's like broke, you shutting him down. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even gonna let him have a date or a dance, you know? In Colombia, it's not really about that. It's more about like, you know, let's just dance and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that we're gonna go home and freaking hit it off. No, we're just gonna dance with each other and that's it. It's a dance. But you know, the dancing culture I feel like is different over there because Spanish music is just different. So we can, just because I dance with you a salsa song, it doesn't mean you're gonna take my pants home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what's gonna happen.
Wait, hold on. That's a news flash. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why else somebody here? I'm kidding.
No, so I can see women here, like I'll see club. I'm sure we've seen it here. Um, you can go clubbing here, and I'll see it's like a group of women, and they're all look beautiful. They're all done up. It's like they all look beautiful. And if a guy approaches them, unless he's like right, like looking right, you know, they completely shut him down. You know what I'm saying? Like completely shut him down, or you know, if he doesn't have a VIP table and he doesn't have bottles coming through, they're not gonna pay any attention to him at all. You know what I'm saying?
I need you to say that one more time for those who weren't paying attention. If they don't have what?
A VIP section with bottles coming through, they're not like don't even try to holla at don't even try to holla at these girls, especially in LA.
And you're married, but this is just what you're seeing, right? Are you seeing this?
Yeah, I've seen this. Unless you got it now, if you got a whole section in the VIP section and you got bottles coming through, then absolutely you know, call a girl, get a girl's attention. I bet to you she's gonna come. If you're just posted up, standing in the middle of the dance floor, you're on the side of the dance floor or next to the bar, you try to get a woman's attention. Unless it looks like you got money, you're not gonna you're just not gonna get the girl.
Wow. So same scenario in Colombia. She'll dance with you because you're like, it's just a dance. We're here to have a good time. You know what I mean? You say, excuse me. You just hold your hand out and she grabs your hand. You go out, you dance, you bring her back. It's done.
And that's it. That's all it is. It's just a dance. You get what I'm saying? That's why I love it. So different over there. I love it.
Hey, I mean, it's a spot right down the street. And Wednesday night, it's like they do Wednesday and Friday. It's like, you know, like salsa. You know what I mean? So on Wednesdays they have like you get there early, you get free lessons and whatnot. You go in there on a Friday, whatever, and it's exactly the way you say it. Now, and this is something, and it's funny that you touched on this, and you don't even know that right now you sound so red pill. Like if the people in the chat are like, she's so red pill. You're like, what are you talking about? Because you're just telling the truth. You're reporting what you've seen in the trenches, right? So if I go in there on a Friday, I can be just hanging out. Of course, you got to dress the part. You got to smell good. You said, I don't look broke. So if I go and ask for a dance, I'll get the dance. Or a lot of women that come up to me and ask for a dance. You know what I mean? Like, oh, can I dance? And we get the dance. But if I really want to get on, if I'm trying to get Foxy Brown, if I'm on the hunt, I get a table, I get 2 or 3 bottles, and guess what? All of the beautiful women who are single, they're gonna make their way over to that table. So girl, you ain't never lied. Brother Jason's in the house, man. What's good, fam? Sorry I'm late. Holla, holla, holla. Oh, I got you, fam. It's one of my buttons. Whenever they see a beautiful woman on this platform, all the dudes, because you know most of the guys in the bottom 80. So they see you on here, and this is what they want to do. Wrong button. This is what they want to do when they see you. You see, I'm getting used to this. Holla, 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 holla. That's what they want to do. As soon as he saw you, he's like, oh, holla, holla, holla. That's Cat, Brother Jason, man. That's my people in LA. Y'all mean she Colombian. And look, her husband, he a real one. You don't want to mess with him. You don't want to mess with him. Keep it 100. But yeah, that's so red pill. So I would say this about, I agree with everything you said about America and the way the dating system works right now. 100% agree. I'll say this about Colombia. If you're in Colombia, they do move different. Like people in Colombia seem to be more loving. It's kind of like America was back in the 80s. You know what I mean? The long walks down the street. You know what I mean? The notes. You know what I mean? Like the pecks on the cheek. You know what I mean? Like you don't grope a woman, like grab her by, you know what I mean? But you like pat her on her butt or whatever, like those playful little pats and stuff like that. You get that when you're courting in Colombia. You know, I don't see that anymore in America. Like the whole touchy-feely thing. It's almost like, I like you, let's go smash. and then they get a
Right.
sex up right away, and it's like, what now?
Yeah, that's how it is. That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like social media has changed the game. You know what I mean? Like it's just so much easier for someone to get sex out there. It's so much easier for someone to just get bored quickly and just have different options and move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You know, there's social media in Colombia too, of course, but it's not as advanced as it is here. So that's why. Well, I don't want to say that's why, but um, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different over there. Just even the scenario with the clubbing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're literally just going out to have a good time to dance with your friends. You don't have to go clubbing to end up in someone's bed. Like that's not what it is. Like Colombia is just it's just different. But yeah.
That's what's up. And okay, and that's why a lot of guys are going. So I'm glad I had you on the program so you can say that. We probably got another 30 minutes because I know you only had like an hour and a half. So we're like an hour and 5 minutes in. We got like 25 minutes left. I just wanted to keep you abreast of the time because I know you busy, girl. You probably got some audition or something you got to go do. Um, knowing you. So what
Actually,
would
I do have fitting. So
I already know. I already know you working hard. So so you understand, like, could you give me your final thoughts on why, like men going, like, I know you summed it up pretty good, but like your final thoughts, you would say that it makes sense to you that American men are going to Colombia to find women, and it certainly makes sense for the women to engage with these men.
yeah, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. You got to think about it. You know, if you're trying to find find a way to take your family out of the poor, I mean, I would sure as hell take the risk. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my family take the risk. Um, I've seen my cousins. I've seen several people. I've seen friends take the risks. And if you're able to give your family a better opportunity by you being able to find, uh, by you being able to find love, you know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, you can't just make yourself fall in love. You got to give it a shot. You have to give it a chance to someone. Now, if you just settle for anybody, then that's like, okay, you got to be careful because you don't know. You gotta know the person that you're gonna marry. You gotta know the person that is giving you this opportunity because you never know, it could end. You don't want to just say yes to anybody and then they end up being a psycho killer and then now you're in a body bag. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be careful. But I would definitely say if I mean, I understand why they're doing it. I understand why women are doing it. Men, now that I know the statistics and people are getting shut down in the United States, I definitely understand why men are doing it. But that's something that we've been doing in Colombia for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Casual Germs in the house. He was like, I was about to say, sounds like a Fresh and Fit episode. Y'all know I be sneaking the red pill in whenever I can. Because the way I look at the red pill, you gotta just look at the numbers and the facts. You notice that Kat wasn't trying to dispute anything. She was like, "Oh, word, those are the numbers." And then you began to think about. I could see your eyes are moving. You're thinking. You're like, "Yeah, I don't see most of these." It's just like I can see
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
No,
So, go ahead.
it's true. You don't you don't think about it until like I mean I had no idea that these statistics were there, but then it's like it makes sense because now I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to think about it. Everything they're putting in our faces here in America with social media and what all these women want, it's is basically to have a man with money. You know what I'm saying? A man that can keep them, like keep up with them. Like upkeep them, and people have higher standards now. Women have higher standards now, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. Miss Glober has a really good statement in the chat. She's like, that's what it sounds like at Cody is King. Brother Cody's like, so it's all about the money. And she's like, that's what it sounds like. And I said, Cody is King. Women are the same everywhere. This is no different than U.S. women, just other scale, like just another scale. And I agree. And this is one of the things that the red pill teachers, like these red pill guys, they're like, look, you got to build yourself up as a man. Like if you want to be attractive or have women find you attractive, you got to get yourself into that top 20 somehow. So
Right.
how do you do it? right? You go to the gym, you work on your body. You work on your money. You go out there, you start working. Like a lot of these dudes are in their basement playing video games and watching porn. It's like, nah, bro, you can be out doing something. You can be out driving for Uber. You can go get yourself a second job. You know what I mean? If you got time to sit around and complain about American women, that means you got too much time on your hand. You should be out here making money. So you go out there, you make money. You go out here and learn how to socialize. You learn how to talk to humans. Learn how to talk to women. You can't run up on women calling them 304s. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't be groping them and all that. Learn how to salsa dance or something like that. Learn game, right?
Right.
Become the best version of yourself. Improve your money, your game, and your frame. Women will come because women are drawn. They are attracted to successful men. You know what I mean? Now, are there certain ways you can slide in there without making the money? Yes. If you're a tall dude, you ripped up, you know what I mean? You got that holla down, like you can really get her to give you the Foxy Brown. That's still pushing the top 20%. If you're getting sex from women, there's something about you that she finds valuable and other women are going to find it valuable as well. So this is what we're talking about. So when you hear about these passport bros, right? They have a problem. What's the problem? They can't get any sexual access in America. So what do? They get a passport. They go somewhere where they can cheat with the money. It's a cheat code. But they're meeting women who are feminine and who are looking to save themselves and their family. So it's a good deal. And this is another thing too, because you love to cook. Like that's the one thing about you being feminine is like you always look good. You love to cook. You love to have fun. I've noticed that with a lot of Latin women, not just Colombia, but like just all Latin women. Hell, most of the women I encountered in the rest of the world, you love having kids. Like you know what I mean? Like you love being a mom. Would you say that that's like which was more important to you? If you could be like an A-list celebrity but not have any kids, or do what you're doing now and have family, like which one would fulfill you more?
Oh my God, that's a hard question. Because if it's like, oh God, that's hard. And not have any kids.
Yes. A-list celebrity, but you can never have kids.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna pick my family because yeah, you could be a celebrity, but if you have no kids, I'm not saying that not having kids is like, but oh God, no, like just the joy my kids have brought me, it's just not, I mean, that doesn't, the money, you can't put a price on that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no way. It's your family, you know what I'm saying? But hold up, Cody is King was saying something that it's all about the money. I do want to say something though.
Yeah, that was this right here. He was like, it's all about the money, and then Miss Globe Girl said what she said.
It is all about the money anywhere, I feel like. But I feel like it's more about the money here. You get what I'm saying? Because here the standards are set high. In Colombia, you don't have to be making six figures. You get what I'm saying? In Colombia, you could go to Colombia right now as an American man, and you could be the mailman, you could be the trash man, you could be a teacher, right? Making 45K a year. Just the fact that you're American that's all the gold for us in Colombia. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't say it's necessarily all about the money. It is, but it isn't. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You don't have to be figures in Colombia to pull a woman at all. All you need to do to pull a woman over there is say you're American, literally, and that's it.
Because that equates right away with that baseline standard. And here's the thing that a lot of people may not realize. Like, you know, like you were born in the 90s. I was born in 1970. When I came up, the average dude, the plumber, the mailman, the bus driver, you know what I mean? The mail clerk, back when they still have mail rooms in corporations, all these men had wives. Right? They had wives. Most of their wives didn't work. The guys working down at the factory had wives. Right? Yeah. They're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. They got a house, they got a car, they got 2.5 kids. You know what I mean? They still took vacations. Now, absolutely not. There's not a woman, like the average woman rejects that lifestyle outright. And that's the problem. You're saying in Colombia, they welcome that life. They're like, oh, I love to be the wife of the plumber.
Right. Literally. Because the thing is that in Colombia, they teach us from the beginning. They teach us from the get-go that America is the land of where you can make your dreams come true. America is the land of opportunity. America is the country where you can be successful. You know what I'm saying? Where you can make it happen, where you can give your family a future, and you can, flip the world around for for generations to come. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's what it is. That's what we're taught since we're born. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You can meet a man that could be, a construction worker, a roofer, a plumber, a mailman, a garbage man.
Yeah, like the mailroom guy, the manager at Target. I'm just adding until she comes back. And there she is.
And they can be any they sorry, I got a call coming in. They can be any job title, is what I'm saying. You're telling me right now, if you go clubbing here in LA, perfect example, and you're a garbage man Monday through Friday, do you think you're gonna pick up someone at the club?
Not with that line. Now with that line.
I can't stand you. Oh my gosh.
Come see Uncle Saint if you're a garbage man in LA. I'll tell you what you need to say and what you need to do. You got to team up. Y'all got to form a Voltron, man. If garbage dudes form Voltron, get a table.
The club and they ask you, what's your job? You can tell them I work at the local car wash on Sepulveda. They're gonna be like, no, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be mysterious.
Like, oh, I work at the car wash, but I'm American. Like, all you gotta do, you don't even gotta. We won't even let you say your job title. We just gotta hear you say you're American. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? And boom, that's it.
You know what? I've been saying this for a while. Like next time I go to Colombia, I'm gonna get a big T-shirt made that says "Who wants to be an American?" I'm just gonna walk around with that T-shirt on. What's up? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, who wants to be an American?
Hey, you think I'm playing? You think I'm playing?
Wow. Well, Kat, that was fire. And I love the fact that you're just being open and candid about it. It's like you just like you see it, and you know what I mean? There's no agenda behind this right now. You're just telling us the truth. Miss Globe girl, she's like, if Colombian women had access to things American women have access to, it would be the exact same thing. Your thoughts on that?
It would be the exact with women. Wait, if Colombian women had access to things American women had access to, it would be the exact same thing. As in making it about money? Is that what she's referring to?
With respect to making it about money. So in other words, if Colombia were prosperous like America, Colombia was a first world country, the women in Colombia would want more. They're like, you know what? Nah, same thing. I can't be with a garbage guy.
Of course, because that's what makes this world go around is money. So yeah, if Colombia was on the level that America, and we had access, if Colombian women had access, absolutely. Yeah, I think it would definitely, then it would be the same thing. But,
and then all the Colombian men to be coming to America to get the poor American girls and bringing them back.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, the last thing I want to talk about, and we'll begin to wrap it up because I know you got to go, is you were saying that you were raised, like it was ingrained in you growing up. I think that's a key point because I'm not sure that happens anymore in America when we're talking about young men and women. I was raised to be a man. Mm-hmm. Point blank period. I was raised by men and women. You don't take no shit from nobody. If somebody tries to bully you, you punch them, you beat them up, you pick them up, you pick up a stick and hit them with whatever you got to do. You don't come running home. You don't run away from it. You face it. You deal with it. I remember like my cousins and young women who were growing up. Don't be fast. Don't be out there, girl. You know what I mean? Because it was a lot of shaming. Like, oh, you fast. You over there kissing that boy and this and that. And girls would get spankings for it because they wanted to teach the women like to preserve your value. Myron Gaines says this all the time on Fresh and Fit. And actually, I actually want to get your take on this. He says that women are born with their value. Men must create their value. So it's like men have to go out, conquer the world, become fit, become smart, make money. And we're only talking about like in the sexual marketplace. They got to make money in order for women to be attracted to them. And women have to preserve their value, not have a high body count, learn how to cook, be okay with being feminine. All they have to do is preserve it because as a woman, you're going to get access simply because you are. right?
Right.
Like when you were single, right? If you wanted to go into a club in LA or Miami or whatever, you getting in, right? You ain't gonna have to pay. You ain't got to buy a bottle, right? I mean, you just beautiful, and somebody's gonna want you sitting in their section, right?
Right.
Guys can't do that. That guy, in order to buy that bottle in LA or Miami, that $3,000 bottle that only cost them $80 to buy at the club, right? A bottle of Hennessy in Miami, bro. If you're on South Beach, a bottle of Hennessy on whatever a regular night is $2,600. A bottle of regular VS Hennessy, not the good shit, the regular. You know what I mean? Like we ain't talking about XO and no shit like that. So that's what he means. Would you agree with that, or would you push back on that? Men must create their value, women must preserve their value.
I agree that, I mean, I don't, how do I say it? Because it's like with nowadays, you have to be careful with what you're saying, because now I see the media, and I see the world teaching us women, it's okay if you want to go and sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. It's okay if you want to have 3 boyfriends at the same time. It's who you are. You're a woman, you know, you can be independent, and it's all about women empowerment. And I get that. I totally, you know, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what people want to do, you know, if that's what women want to do, if women are happy having multiple sex partners, then that's you. But I am definitely more old school. I don't agree with having multiple sex partners. I think, you know, I think you have to preserve your values. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that guys have to go and be sluts and have sex with whoever they want to. I don't think that either. I don't think that for any, you know, for a man or a woman, but that's just me. But I do agree with what who was it that said that women have to preserve their values? What's his name?
His name is Myron Gaines. I'll send you some of his content. That's from the Fresh and Fit podcast, which is very controversial.
You don't agree with that? What's your take?
I do agree. I agree with that. I believe that women must maintain their value. I think if you're a woman, especially born in America, you can be a 4. You could be a 3, right? We're talking about just beauty, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, a 1 being someone who needs surgery just to make themselves look presentable, right? Like a 1 is someone's like something's happened. You know what I mean? Like that's a 1. 2 is just someone who's homely. 3, you know, like 3 is someone who's just kind of like, you know, you could be a 3 with an amazing body, and your life is gonna be great. There's gonna be all kind of dudes who want to holler at you, right? You could be a 3. You could be a dude who's a 7, but you live with your mom. You haven't done the work. You see what I mean? You haven't done the work. But that woman, she's born with her value. Now, if that same woman who's a 3 with the amazing body goes out there and she sleeps with a bunch of people, and she's getting banged by dudes, and she's filming it on her phone and she's posting it to the web, she's gonna lose her value, because dudes don't want to be with a woman who's been out there like that. You know, a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's a fact. If your girl, if I bumped into your friend who was like, yo, send me a picture of your magic stick, right off rip, I'm like, I'm smashing. If she say good, I send her a picture of my penis, and she's like, okay, this is acceptable, and we go out. The only thing in my mind is, where am I going to smash her? Am I going to smash her in the car? Are we going to smash behind that tree over there? Because I don't want to bring her home. I don't want to go to her house because I don't know who might be waiting on. You know what I mean? Guess I'll take her to a hotel. But I'm not thinking long term with a woman like that. You out here smashing like that, we ain't going to have no relationship. We just going to have fun. I'm going to treat you cool when I'm with you. I'm not going to call you names, but I'm just smashing. Right? And a lot of women don't understand that. They're like, well, you can't hold me accountable. I'm like, yes, I can. Just like you can hold me accountable for being short. I'm not. I'm 6 feet, for the record. But those guys who are out there, they're under 6 feet, they're held to account for that.
Right. No, I hear you.
So I think dudes need to they need to create their value. You have to, if you want to be looked at by women, especially beautiful women. If you want a woman as beautiful as Kat to come holler at you, you got work to do, my friend. You got work to do. You know what I mean? And rightly so. And by the way, the term that they use is called hypergamy. Hypergamy is basically the art of dating up, wanting better. And that's, you know, which I think that's a far superior dating strategy than what men do. Men are just out there trying to smash. I think the women, you know, that date up is cool. My only problem with dating up, like hypergamy that's out of control, is how a woman would marry a guy and then 7 years in, divorcing, take half his stuff, and then go marry another guy. That I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like the way the laws are set up with divorce and alimony. child support, all that kind of stuff. But that's another conversation.
So let me ask you a question. I'm curious. Please. So let's say, so you know how we were saying that women have high standards, right? And how all women in general are looking for the top, 15, 20% of men, right? Now, as a man, would you prefer to have a woman that has values and has high morals and is not a slut, in other words, or isn't sleeping around, isn't out there like that, or have a dime piece who is out there and is doing her thing and is on Tinder, or is it Tinder? What, I don't even know what these are.
All like social media, she out there doing her thing.
Has a OnlyFans and has all of that. What would you prefer?
Okay, now
and she got a banging body, like.
Thank you. I was gonna say we have to add some more to that. So if she has a great body, right? And then when you said she has value, what do you mean by value? What are we talking about?
No, the woman, the one with the phenomenal body is, I don't want to say she doesn't have values, but she's just out there doing her thing, is dating whoever she wants, when she wants, at the same time. Date 3 guys at the same time and sleep with all of them.
Kim Kardashian. You talking about Kim Kardashian?
Or a three, which is a woman that is, she's all right. You know what I'm saying? She's okay, but she's a great, she's not
banging body, very feminine. She cooks, she cleans, she's fun. She watches sports and stuff like that. And she's wholesome.
Mm-hmm. But she doesn't have a banging body. Who are you going to prefer?
Well, okay. So now we got to get, is she overweight?
She's overweight. I mean, not severely overweight, but she's just not in shape. But yeah, I'm just curious.
I would take the 3 because men just don't want to be with, like sluts. I would take the 3, but it would be conditions. My terms, I would sit her down. This is my thing when it comes to dating. There are always terms involved, right? The man and the woman are going to have terms. So I would sit her down and I'm like, here are my terms. We're going to get into the gym. And you're gonna maintain your body.
Okay.
Right? You're gonna maintain your body. What are we gonna do about her face? That's what makeup is for. But I don't really care. Like, again, if she's right, you just put on makeup. I mean, you ain't worried about her face. You know what I mean? I ain't worried about her face. Her body's amazing. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Men want beauty. I'll put it to you like this. Men want beauty, right? They want a woman who's feminine, who's fit, and who's friendly. If you have those 3 things as a woman, you're going to be, in my opinion, a top tier woman. You're going to be able to get the guy, pretty much the guy that you want, right? We don't care about her how much she earns. We don't care about her social status. In fact, I could hurt you in some cases. We don't care about all of that kind of stuff. Like, dudes just want a woman who's she's fit, she's feminine, she's she's friendly, she's pretty to an extent, like she has a nice body. That's it. And then, like, she's not going to embarrass me. The 10. She's going to embarrass you. The 3, she's going to get rid of her Instagram. Any social media she has is going to be a shared social media with me. You know what I mean? She's going to be right there. She's going to be like, yep, you're like the leader. I love you. And she's going to be committed. And that woman adds so much value. Like, if I think it was Andrew Tate. No, it was Tristan Tate who said this. Tristan was out. I don't know where they were, somewhere in the world. These guys are multimillionaires. He's sitting there. He has a woman with him, right? His woman sat there while they were at the table in the section, and every time his drink got low, she would fill it up. Even though you had like the waitress and all that. No, all she did was make sure that his drink was full. He didn't ask her to do it or nothing. And then someone asked her later why she was doing it. She's like, I want to make sure that my man is taken care of at all times. Mm-hmm. That is the highest value I think a woman could bring to any table. If you do that, yes, you can get billionaires. You know what I mean? That's just 100. So for dudes, like the dimes are a problem. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. 8, 9s, or 10s are hard to deal with. They are hard to deal because they have that beauty. Beauty is a curse. Right? You know what I mean? Would you agree? Like this, woman that fine knows she can get any guy she wants, just like that. But she controls the sex. But the relationships are controlled by men. And the top tier guys have a hard time. The real top tier guys have a hard time wifing up. Just like all these porn stars that get married to a celebrity and it just never works. because it's video. Like, it's like, bro, if you're Wiz Khalifa's wife is a porn star or whoever it is out there is married, like, you know, Kanye West, he's married to, you know, who he's married to. And it's like, I can sit here and watch Ray J smash your wife, bro. That's not, you want to get disrespect. That's the biggest way to disrespect. Like, if your husband could come up and show some dude a picture of your wife getting her back blown out, and you sit here and she's sitting next to you, I'm like, bro, that's so embarrassing. That's just, dudes don't want that. Now, if you can keep it in the closet and all that stuff is under lock and key and nobody knows, hey, that's between you and the higher power. You know, so body count. And I'll say this because I know you got to get going. Body count. I don't care about body count. I'm never going to ask you about body count. However, or as y'all say down there in Colombia, pedal. If you tell me you've been with 100 guys, that's going to shift the relationship. That's going to shift the way I see you. Right? So I'm not going to ask, but your actions will tell me everything I need to know. And if you come out and tell me, like, I've been with 50 guys, 100 guys, all right, I'm just going to smash you. But I'm not going to take you serious. So that body count can come up and bite you in the butt. So, yeah, we're at an hour and 30. Anything else you want to ask me before you get out of here? And then we'll close out.
Nope. That's it. Thank you for having me. Your time.
Yeah, I mean, you get final thoughts. I mean, we're not actually, I mean, you get final thoughts. I want to make sure if you had another question for me, you could ask me real quick.
No.
All right. So, yeah, we get your final thoughts on the episode then. Like, you know, what do you think of the podcast, man? I really want to know podcast. What are your thoughts?
I think it's cool. I think it's dope. And I'm glad to see people commenting and chiming in and giving their feedback. It's good. You know, it's good to talk about it. Awareness is key, I think. And, you know, just being as, I would say, you know, as clear and honest as possible, you know, so people could see and understand, you know, no judgment. So yeah, that's just, I think it's cool. No judging, no judgment.
That's cat. I'm judging. You know what I mean? I might not say nothing, but I'm judging. Like, oh, you doing what? Yeah,
that's I'm being as honest as I can, coming from a family of immigrants, and you know, at the end of the day, money does make the world go round, but you guys also need to understand that it's a tough world out there in Colombia. As I said, once you're 30, you're considered waste. So just no judgment, guys. No judgment.
that blew my mind. I didn't know that about the past 30 part. Wow, that blew my mind. That's definitely I'm gonna adjust my game when I get down there. How old is you? Come on, say how old are you?
¿Cuántos tienes?
There it is. ¿Cuántos tienes? Okay. Anything above 30, I'm done. Nah, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Don't do that. I'm not gonna do that. Don't do my people like that.
Nah, actually, my game is shifting. I'm looking for the ones above 30. She's still fine. I'm looking for her. That's gonna be the easy kill right there, bro. You ain't gotta do nothing but talk to her. Hey, how you doing? Right. So Cody is king. He was like, smash the 304, keep the 3. I see how men think. They're like, yeah, smash the dime. It was like all loose and all that, but keep the 3 as your wife. Cody King was like, when the W podcast, ¿Cuántos años tienes? There it is. That's Dr. B. Everybody working on their Spanish. They finna head down there. You know, everybody laughing. Sister Jenny. Oh, and Sister Jenny is a Spanish speaker. She's Latina. You know what I mean? Over there from Black Man Unfiltered. Yeah. Thank you, Sister Jenny, for coming through.
30 is old, guys. 30 is the new 20. That's why it sucks that they think like that over there. But, you know, I agree with Jenny Morena 6913. 30 is the new 20.
Yeah, you can even say that in Spanish because they know she's a Spanish speaker. So, okay, Kat, thank you so much, love. I appreciate you coming through. It was definitely worth the wait. You know, I'm gonna be trying to get you back and tell your family I'm in Tampa too. Especially your cousin out here, man. She about to be a cop. I need to meet her, man. So you know, so I don't get in trouble. I might have somebody.
Okay.
Got a copper friend. Like, yo, let me get a get out of jail free card or something. You know what I mean? Just in case I mess up out here. But thank you so much. This was so much fun, girl. I owe you one for this. This was perfect.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
So,
and 30, I saw that comment. It is the new 20. Okay?
Oh, here it is right here. Wait, Dr. B was like, here it is right here. What was it?
30 is the new 20. He said, I don't know about that. No, it is the new 20. It's a trend, okay? It's a trend.
Y'all heard it here first.
Anyways, all right.
So I'm out of here. This is hey, this is my people cat right here. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Darn, that's the end.